Hello, and welcome to the N.I.C.K for Fire, Burn, and Safety instructional video. I'm Donna Banshoff, Clinical Director for Pyramid Global Partners. Pyramid is the worldwide source for PECS, the evidence-based picture exchange communication system and the Pyramid approach to education. Together with the Alisa and Ruch Burn Foundation, we developed N.I.C.K for Fire, Burn, and Safety.
I am Allison Gresson-Clark, and I'm the chair of the Burn Prevention Committee of the Alisa and Ruch Burn Foundation. And when I first joined the committee, one of my questions was, what kinds of materials do we have to teach safety to special needs individuals? And the answer was not much. So I got to thinking, and around that same time, I ran into Jacqueline Laurita, who's a family friend.
She approached me wondering how they could better teach children with special needs to learn burn prevention and fire safety. I know my son Nick is a visual learner, and he always worked well with PECS.
And she immediately asked me, do you have PECS cards? And I replied, no, but that is a terrific idea. So I contacted the publishers of PECS, and we decided to collaborate using our firefighter in school safety education curriculum. We translated some of the lessons into visual safety cards.
They named the program after my son Nick. They call it the N.I.C.K, the Neurotypical, Neurodiverse, Independent Communication Kit for Burn Prevention and Fire Safety. And I am so excited that they're finally launching this and getting this into the schools and into the homes
to train teachers and parents in how to use these cards in teaching their children and students burn prevention and fire safety.
The purpose of N.I.C.K is to bring fire and burn safety education to individuals who are more vulnerable to preventable exposure to danger and are at a higher risk for burn injuries. This kit can be used with individuals who are diagnosed with autism, developmental and/or intellectual disabilities, communication challenges, preschool-age children, and anyone who has limited fire safety awareness. Fire safety education is the first line of defense against fire fatalities and injuries. Individuals who have limited understanding of the risk and consequences of fire are at a greater risk of being harmed by fire. Prevention through education is an effective strategy that first responders, firefighters, educators, parents, and caretakers can give to help reduce the risk of injury from fire. Some additional strategies implemented with those with various abilities include having smoke alarms that have both sound and light, having a dedicated person to remove individuals from the area and stay with them, practice meeting in a designated place, and preparing a laminated card with emergency information and contacts to provide emergency responders. In addition to these strategies, N.I.C.K for Fire, Burn, and Safety provides visual resources designed to teach learners to follow visual and vocal safety directions during an emergency. These life-saving safety messages include get low and go, stop, drop, and roll, and cool a burn for 5 minutes. Utilizing these safety messages from the Alisa and Ruch Burn Foundation Firefighters in Safety Education Program, the N.I.C.K incorporates a fire and burn prevention picture set from Pyramid's Pics for PECS images that can be used in a variety of ways. Teaching how to follow a picture direction, creating visual stories, and also incorporating into lessons to help learners understand fire and burn safety. Also included are instructional plans on how to teach these messages. In this video, we will introduce the N.I.C materials and demonstrate how to use them. Before we do that, let's hear from firefighters the importance of these safety messages.
It goes up So if this is ever going beep, 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 really late at night or even in the afternoon, something's wrong. We need to get out. So where should we go? If the smoke goes up, we go down. That's right. And we want to stay low to the ground in order to get out, because this is where all the good, clean air is going to be, because up here, where this is going beep, 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 it's really hard to breathe sometimes. So you want to get low to the ground, okay? And then we want to get out of the house, okay? So we're going to crawl on all fours in order to leave.
Firefighter Patty has fire on her leg. I want to stop, drop, roll, and cover my face. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stop, I'm going to drop, I'm going to roll, and I'm only rolling on the part that has the fire. I'm not turning around in circles. I want to stomp out that fire. So I'm going to go and cover my face as I'm rolling, and I'm rolling right on the part that has the fire. Right there. Now that we have put out the fire with stop, drop, and roll, we have to cool the burn down. Boys and girls, can we use peanut butter to cool the burn down? No! It's only cool water for 5 minutes. And the reason why, you go, ice is really cold. If we put ice to cool down a burn, the ice might actually stick to the skin and cool it down too fast. So what we want to do whenever we have the fire's already out and your skin is red, we just put it underneath the sink for 5 minutes with cool water.
These safety messages, get low and go, stop, drop, roll, and cool a burn for 5 can be taught in many ways using a variety of strategies. I'm going to describe different teaching strategies that we have found to be effective and share examples of these strategies being implemented. The first one teaches the learner to focus on the pictures. The goal is for the learner to see the picture or the text on the card and complete the task independently.
Nice. All right, the first one. Let's do this. Go ahead, Pedro. You look like you're ready. Patrick, do this. Let me see. Whoa, Pedro's ready to get out of here. He knows that smoke's up high. We need to get low and go.
Since it's unethical to create dangerous situations, we suggest beginning by teaching this in a playful manner, such as the game Simon Says. To begin, show the learner the card and say, Simon says, do this.
Simon says, do this. Simon says, do this. Good.
Notice I did not label the card. I just said the phrase, do this. The goal is for the student to focus on the content and not what I'm saying. If the learner needs help to complete the direction, choose the type of assistance or prompt that is most effective for your learner. For example, if you have a learner with good imitation skills, you can demonstrate the action yourself, have someone else demonstrate, or even show a video. If you have a learner who is more kinesthetic or needs extra assistance, provide physical assistance for them to complete the action on the card.
Roll and you roll. Very good, Harrison.
Whichever type of assistance you identify, have a plan to eliminate the chosen assistance so the learner independently responds to the safety message on the card. Throughout your teaching, provide social praise as the learner completes the task.
Very nice.
For some learners, you might need to also incorporate additional rewards, such as a favorite item, point system or token board, where the learner receives points or tokens to exchange for a favorite item.
4 spaces to
Ooh,
go.
good, Maddie.
When you begin, reward frequently, then over time, have a plan of action to thin out that rate of reinforcement. Another strategy is teaching the learner to follow these safety messages when given a vocal direction. With this strategy, the visual card is paired with the vocal direction, then the picture is eliminated, leaving only the vocal direction for the learner to follow.
Need to stop. Next, we need to drop to the floor and lay down. Okay?
When you are teaching learners to respond to vocal directions, just like we did for visual directions, identify the type of assistance that works best for your learner, have a plan to eliminate that assistance so your learner responds independently, and also provide praise and rewards as needed.
Nice job. Do you want to watch SpongeBob while you wait? Okay.
Teaching these safety messages, there are a few items to keep in mind to individualize and expand your lessons. For the instructions that involve multiple steps, such as stop, drop, and roll, practice each one in the correct order. This way, the learner completes it as a full sequence.
Stop, drop, and roll. Excellent job.
For the safety message cool or burn for 5 minutes can be a long time, so you might need to begin with a shorter amount of time, such as 10 seconds, then gradually increase the time to 5 minutes. This is important to make sure your learner can tolerate having a body part under cold water for 5 minutes. Setting a timer is also very helpful so your learner knows when to remove that body part from the cold water.
Nice.
We also recommend developing different activities around these safety directions, such as ringing a bell while saying "do this," or creating a variety of games for your learners to play with the goal of completing the task on the card independently.
It takes a while to get that fire out, right? So keep your face covered, keep going.
During a fire drill or in case of emergency, this response is extremely important.
That was beautiful.
Additionally, you want to have a variety of people teach this and provide the directions. In many emergency situations, a person who is less familiar with the learner might be the one who is providing the instruction, for example, a safety officer or a firefighter. When you are teaching learners to respond to visual and vocal directions, keep in mind that these are 2 separate lessons and should be taught at 2 different times. However, they can be taught following the same guidelines. Decide what message to teach first, introduce in games, choose the type of assistance most effective for that learner, have a plan to eliminate that assistance, have a variety of people give the safety message, and teach the message in various places, both home and school. Throughout each of your lessons, it will be important to assess if the learners are responding to the visual direction, the vocal direction, or do they respond best when the 2 are paired together. Having this information can be helpful during an emergency. You can add this information to a laminated card. Teaching safety skills can be life-saving. It is important to be proactive and prepared, and also remember that every situation is unique. During emergencies, our learner safety is always the top priority, and educators and caregivers must use their best judgment while working with their unique learner.
So we're doing our thing. We all need to stop!
Thanks to the partnership between AARBF and Pyramid Educational Consultants, it is now possible to teach learners more effectively throughout the world these important fire and burn prevention safety messages. We hope you find the N.I.C. materials very beneficial. For further information, or if you have questions about fire, burn, and prevention, visit AARBF at their website. For further information about teaching strategies, visit Pyramid at www.pecs.com. Thank you for joining us.